Hi guys, welcome back to another video with Pratham Test Prep. This is your host Sanjeev Bhatia again, and we are back with a new video on your legal Darpan, that is a peek into your legal weekly affairs. So I hope everybody who's joining us on this channel has made sure that they are hitting on the like, share and subscribe button for these regular updates, and they are also not forgetting to hit on the bell icon so that our videos pop up on their screen whenever we are uploading them. So if you are not a part of our Telegram channel, do make sure that you're subscribing to that also for all these regular updates, so that we can provide you all the deadlines for these exams, any regular patterns that are coming up, or any subject based quizzes that we want to give you out. We will be providing you on this channel itself. So do make sure that you are subscribing to this channel. Now, the first news for the day. So the Supreme Court has given a relief on income tax of Sikkimese women, right? Women who are coming out of Sikkim. So there was earlier rule that was coming up that women who have married non-Sikkimese, right? So they ruled out that the exclusion of Sikkimese women from marrying a non-Sikkimese men after April 1st, 2008 from exemptions under the Income Tax Act is unconstitutional in nature and also amounts to gender discrimination. Obviously, अगर किसी सिक्किम की women ने एक non सिक्किम के आदमी से शादी किया तो उनका exemption हटा दिया जाएगा. They will not be exempted. They have to pay the tax. So the court has said that it is unconstitutional and also it amounts to gender discrimination. Now, court also in this judgment held that discrimination is based on gender, right? Obviously, and it covers articles 14, 15 and 21. These are the fundamental rights of the Indian Constitution, and also this decision comes as a victory for women rights and also gender equality. So this was a very interesting case. Now the women were also said that the judge said that women is not a chattel that you can like identify her ownership, okay, and the mere factum of being married outright not to take away that identity, okay. They identify themselves as from Sikkim, they need that those rights, and they are being considered according to the rules and regulations that are there. Now in conclusion, the Supreme Court rulings on the exclusion of Sikkimese women from exemptions under the IT Act is a significant step towards achieving gender equality and protection of the rights of women in India, right? So that is something that you need to remember, that Sikkimese women, the rule has been removed. They are still exempted under the Income Tax Act of India. So this was a very great step for women rights and rights of women in our country, because this has definitely gained a lot of traction. Now, the World Population Review has come out, right? Very important. The United States Census Bureau World Population Clock recently released the World Population Review. So you can see China and India are amongst the top countries. Now we have reached to 8 billion by November of 2022. In 2015, the world population was 7.2 billion. So 0.8 billion have increased in our country. China and India were the only countries with more than 1 billion people. So we can see that it's a huge amount of population that we are carrying on these countries now. Now China is the most populous nation in the world with 1.42 billion people, and India is at 1.41 billion. India is to overtake China and become the most populous nation by 2030. So in the next 8 years, we will definitely overtake China in the population growth. Now, the population growth rate of the world is decreasing. It will really reach zero by 2018 to 2100. After 2100, the growth rate will be negative. The prediction made by 2100, the world population will reach 10.4 billion people. So it's not going to increase in such a rapid pace in the next 80 years. It will remain somewhat say flat, and then it would go into negative. That's what the research is saying for the population here. Now coming to the next part is Kollam. Now this is a very important place in Kerala. Now is India's first constitutional literate district. Very important news. for all the people who are preparing for CLAT and other law entrances and SLAT, AILET, MHCT, this question can definitely pop up in your examination. Now, in an historic achievement, the Indian district of Kollam has become the country's first constitutional literate district. The announcement was made by the Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. Now, the district's success is a result of 7-month campaign that was launched by the Kollam District Panchayat, District Planning Committee, and the Kerala Institute of Local Administration, that is also called KILA, to educate citizens about the country's laws and their rights. So this is a great step that is being taken out by Kerala government and also by the Chief Minister to literating people about their laws and rights, what are exactly their rights that they have. So they should definitely know that. So India's first constitutional literate district is in Kerala, named as Kollam. So definitely you should remember this for your examination. Now, Mexico is another country which has imposed one of the world's strictest anti-smoking laws. Now, Mexico has imposed these very strict laws in force of total ban, okay, and also this is something that will ban smoking in public places, including hotels, beaches, and parks. The new law, which is a part of the country's general law for tobacco control reform, has come into force on Sunday and will also see total ban on promotion, advertising, and sponsorship of tobacco products. The sale and use of e-cigarettes and vape are also due to facing new restrictions. So Mexico is becoming one of those countries. Russia is also becoming one of those countries, and New Zealand has also taken few steps against smoking particularly. So this is one of the habits that the world is trying to curb currently. Now, Rajasthan has become the first state to implement blindness control policy. Now, as you know that there are a lot of people who require eyesight treatment in our country, so that is something that we need to see. So Rajasthan has become the first state in India to implement this policy of blindness control with the objective of ensuring right to sight for its citizens, right? They want people that anyone who has a problem, right? So the medical and the health department of the state government released the policy document over the weekend, outlining a massive drive to reduce the rate of blindness and bring light into the lives of over 3 lakh people suffering from visual impairment in the state, right? So as you know, there is a prevalence of blindness in Rajasthan. There are a lot of people who are prevalently blind. They need treatment and they want to be provided through this policy also. They are planning to go on and produce cornea transplants and eye bank systems, collaborations with voluntary organizations that will help in providing such setups to go on and provide these kinds of services to blind people where they can be treated properly, and public awareness and technical improvements need to be made regarding such steps that the Rajasthan government needs to take on such a policy that they are trying to implement. Okay, so very good step by the government, and also it will bring a lot of transformational changes in lives of people. So definitely it is something that needs to be done by all the state governments, but Rajasthan taking the first step is a good view for the future now. Now, the next news for the day is that 15th January was celebrated as the Army Day in India. So the Indian Army celebrates as Army Day on 15th of January to commemorate the achievements of the first Indian Commander-in-Chief of Indian Army, late Field Marshal K.M. Charippa. Now, this day when Charippa, who led Indian forces to victory in 1947 war, took over the command of Indian Army from General Sir F.R. Butcher, the last British Commander-in-Chief in 1949, and became India's first Commander-in-Chief of the independent India. Now, the Army Day is celebrated every year to honor Charippa and the Defence Forces. So, very, very important news, and also very important day. It's 15th of January that is being considered as the Army Day in India. Now, notification for minority communities. Now, the Delhi government has suggested that the center can grant migrate minority status to Hindus who have moved to the national capital from places like Jammu and Kashmir or Ladakh, or where they are a religious minority. So that is being told by the Delhi government, and the suggestion is a part of the compliant views of collected by the center from 24 states. Okay, there are 24 states on whether religious and linguistic communities should be identified and notified by the union or the respective states. Now, it is also a part of an affidavit that is submitted by the center in the Supreme Court. So, this is a small thing that I wanted to tell you guys so that you also know that this is something coming up. So, migrate minority is what they are calling the quota exactly in. Now, India abolishes the discretionary Hajj quota for pilgrims, right? So, if you know that there is something called Hajj Yatra that a lot of Muslim people go on, which is somewhere in Saudi, and also there were special requirements that people had to fulfill to go there, and only Muslims are allowed to go for the Hajj Yatra. Now, so there was a quota that was provided to pilgrims basically for going to the Hajj. Now, the Union Minister of Minority Affairs, Ms. Smriti Irani, has recently announced that Indian government has done away with the discretionary Hajj quota for pilgrims in accordance with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi resolve to end the VIP culture. So there was a lot of you may say balances that were provided, checks and balances that were provided to these people who are going to Hajj. They were given subsidies. So Modi government is resolving to ending this VIP culture in the country. So definitely they are abolishing the Hajj quota for pilgrims also. Now there is a new exhaustive Hajj policy that has been formulated and has been announced, that what Irani says. The Hajj pilgrims is also a pilgrimage to Mecca. That's what is the most pilgrimage place for Muslims is in the world, in Saudi Arabia, considered to be a religious mandatory duty for all adult Muslims who are physically and financially capable of doing so, right? So it is said that ek baar zindagi mein, in the entire life cycle of a Muslim man or a woman, they should go to Hajj. Right now, for Saudi Arabia, it poses a massive logistical challenge as they have to house, feed, and facilitate safe pilgrimage for millions of pilgrims who descend upon Mecca from across the world during a brief period of time. Right, so there is a time where which a lot of Makkah Medina yatras are happening. So definitely at that point of time, they need to take care of all of these people who are going to their country. Now Saudi Arabia allots country-wise quotas which determine the total number of pilgrimage who can take the journey from a particular country. So unka ek quota fixed hai, right? They have a fixed quota that how many people can go on and also take the journey. So the Saudi Arabian countries are also earning a lot of money from the kind of pilgrimage that they see, but earlier they were provided subsidies accordance with the Indian government also, right? So they are being done away according to the Minority Minister of Minority Affairs is Smriti Irani, who has said the same. Now, 115-year-old Brainas Morera has become the world's oldest living person, right? So, the oldest living person in the world died at 118 years. Now, the Spanish grandmother who was born in the United States, now living in Spain, is a 115-year-old woman who's been registered in the Guinness Book of World Records. And also the organization has said that she was born in March of 1907 in the US, and right now she is based out of Spain. She is 115 years, 321 days old as of 19th January. So she is the oldest person living. Right, so Maria Brones is now confirmed as the oldest woman in the world, following the death of 118-year-old Rusail Random from France. Right, so different kind of records that are being built now, but definitely very happy for her that she is having a long and a healthy life. Now, this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video that we had, and we had a couple of great newses that have come up today. So do make sure that you hit on the like button for the motivations of all the mentors who are making videos for you. And also please hit on the like, share and subscribe button for these regular updates with us. So thank you for watching this live channel, and also take care of yourself and have a nice day ahead.